Hey, what's going on, people? Your boy, man, Mike, coming at you guys with yet another Atlanta Falcons video. Just a little bit of news coming at you guys. Um, More of a news slash rant. And it's something that really, you know, turns my gears. Um, it quite frankly pisses me off. Um, we all know that cancel culture is probably, some of the best and worst things to ever happen. In the world today. Some things are justified, others aren't so much. And it's opinionated, and you know, um, like I said, some people can be wrong and some people can be right. Just depending on the view that you're looking for, um, that you're looking, the scope and the lens you're looking from. So, if you guys are new to the channel, just please let me know. I also have Mike Network that I want you guys to, head over and please subscribe to the channel because I'm going to do a lot of Braves Hawks content over there. And you might get some Mad Mike. I might move the Mad Mike rants over to Mad Mike Network. So you guys definitely want to uh, check out Mad Mike Network. All right, please head over to Mad Mike Network. We're gonna have some Hawk stuff, some Brave stuff coming real soon. We got some things in the works for that. But let me get to this topic, and let me kind of gather my thoughts because I want to say this in the nicest, most meanest, disgusting way I possibly can. I want to say this in the nicest, meanest, assholest way I possibly can. If you're confused by that, just hold on for a second and it will make a lot of sense. All right. So if you guys have, if you can see, the words that are on the screen, just let me know if you guys have seen it. Just put a, thumbs 100, don't matter. Just put something up if you guys can kind of see um, these words. Um, I'm trying to find the words not to be so assholes, but like I said, I'm not very good at being calm. It's something that I do struggle with, especially when there's sheer disrespect, utter disrespect. And this is the stuff that we talk about. This is exactly what we're talking about. And we're not even talking about the national media. We're not even talking about the national media. This has nothing to do with the national media. It's about the bitches that are so-called writers for the Atlanta Falcons. Now, the objective of becoming a journalist slash reporter is to be unbiased. Am I correct? Maybe I have the definition of what a journalist and a reporter is supposed to be. All right, so maybe I got it wrong. Maybe my expectations are screwed the hell up. So you guys, let me know in the comments what is the job of a reporter slash journalist. Let me know before I take this up. All right. So it's 39 people in here. Like I said, if you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button. Help your boy on his quest to get 10K. All right. But maybe it's me. Maybe I don't know what the bloody hell I'm talking about. All right. Maybe Mr. Robin Hood was right about Mad Mike, and Mad Mike don't know what the hell he's talking about, and you know, he here to save the world from the ignorance of Mad Mike Sports and the Atlanta Falcons Nation. Maybe he's right. Maybe I got the definition wrong as far as reporters and um, journalists concerned. Maybe I got it wrong. Maybe the idea is supposed to be, you know, you're supposed to be biased. Maybe that's the case. Okay. So like I said, maybe I'm wrong. So again, let me know if I'm wrong, people. But like I said, I might, I may have it wrong. All right, maybe it's my fault. Maybe the expectations that I have are just all screwed up, and maybe I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. So, like I said, I just want to have someone's expectations. All right, I want to know what everybody else think with the job of a reporter and the job of a sports journalist. Maybe I got it wrong. So like I said, somebody help me. All right. Nah, you're not wrong, Mike. Like I said, I like. Let me get me one more person to give me the definition of what a journalist and a reporter is supposed to, what their job is to. Okay, what is your job? What is the job description of a reporter and a journalist? Somebody tell me that. Like I said, because like I said, I got something to say about this. Got something to say. So Saint says, "Yeah, Mike, it makes so much sense. It's just these reporters suck at their job." Um, so if I'm, are you willing to sacrifice your integrity for some money? You know what I'm saying? Like I said, that's the problem that I have with this. And like I said, this I'm gonna try. Like I said, I'm gonna try to be as eloquent as I possibly can because I'm slightly pissed the capital Fuck off. I'm really pissed off by that because we as fans and content creators have an obligation to tell the fucking truth as it is seen, as it is stated. No fluff, none of this. Oh, I like this guy. We got to call that shit right down the middle for what it is. If somebody got their head so far up Matt Ryan's behind, guess what? We got to call it what it is. A Julio, Marcus Mariota, Desmond Ritter, whomever the guy is, Arthur Smith, Dean Pease. If these people are biased to said person, and I understand fully that we have a connection to a certain person or said team. And then we look at said team or said player and say, that's the standard. You look at Tom Brady and say, okay, that's the standard. If a quarterback doesn't have 6 Super Bowls, he ain't worth a crap. So if we're looking through the lens of everything being Tom Brady first, then you will see a guy like Matt Ryan to look at his numbers, and then you go scroll down. I mean, you see Hall of Fame numbers, touchdown, Hall of Fame receive passing yards, you see Hall of Fame touchdown numbers, you see Hall of Fame completion percentage, you see Hall of Fame players around him, you see Hall of Fame coaches around him, and then you look at the Super Bowl and say, well, Matt Ryan doesn't have a Super Bowl. Well, I can't put him in the Hall of Fame. He sucks. So if we're looking through the scope of a Tom Brady, you know what I'm saying? I can understand that. I can understand if you're looking through the scope of a Matt Ryan. if you're looking through the scope of a Drew Brees, if you're looking through the scope of whomever the legend that you're setting the standard for. So if you're looking at a team like the Atlanta Falcons who don't have a Super Bowl, even though their franchise is the top ranked, top five in, as far as the NFL is concerned, of franchises and their worth, then we're looking at, possibly, one of the best teams in football. The Falcons are ranked when you come talking about the total team worth. Arthur Blank has did a wonderful job of making the national media recognize the Atlanta Falcons and the fan base around them and investing in the product. So if we're looking at everything through a scope of just championships, then I can understand it. But football is not all about championships. So let me go and read this headline. And I want to quote this first. All right. I don't want to bring her name. If you guys have watched our interviews, you can go back to watch our recent interviews with several female and several players, writers, beat writers, former players. This person stated that her time with said organization was the worst that she's ever been. Came from her mouth. When she was with this company, and like I said, you can see it on the screen, so it's no secret. So if you guys don't know, just read it carefully. And this article is from that company. Put two and two together, you kind of get what it is. These are direct quotes from this person that she was miserable, that she had to get away from that company because she wasn't herself. She wasn't able to be creative. And she was absolutely miserable with that company. And the person that just so happens to be the lead guy there at the Athletic is the guy who wrote said articles. Just so happened this same person stated a couple of weeks ago, months ago, that our linebacker, Deion Jones, had an attitude problem. That the Falcons were going to go out of the way to make sure that they get rid of Deion Jones because he had an attitude problem. Now, the narrative of this person is to go out of his way to contact 5 NFL quote unquote executives to see what they think about the Atlanta Falcons. The reason why I have a fucking problem with these NFL executives, we don't know the context of these conversations. We don't know that a lot of these reporters forms questions based on how they want to perceive said article or the narrative that they want to paint or the picture that they want to paint with this article. For example, if you were to say, Mike, I see that, a couple of guys that were with you guys a few years ago, these guys are no longer with you. And I've heard a rumor that said people they got in a physical altercation with you. They got nothing like they never heard anything from it. They never saw anything. They never heard people say these things. But based on how you are perceived or how they want to paint the picture of you being the bad guy or this team being the bad guy, they can form questions to paint you out to be the bad person. And this is the reason why I have a fucking problem with that piece of garbage. And yes, I said piece of garbage. Jeff Schultz is the epitome of garbage. Reminds me of that woman that used to hang around Mr. 45 and everything Mr. 45 used to do, it was, yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm going to make this person out to be a terrible person. You know that Tamala Ring chick? Yeah. You had a love for a person, and that's your prerogative. You can have a love for whoever you want to, but don't go out of the way to create bullshit narratives to put the person that you idolize in a bigger light, in a larger light. You want to tear down everything and every person around you because you have a love for said person. And like I said, that's the issue that I have. I don't give a damn if you don't like the Atlanta Falcons. I don't give a damn if you don't like Arthur Smith. I can give two Philly fucks if you don't like Falcons fans. But your job description as a journalist slash reporter is to be unbiased. And every time we read an article on the Atlanta Falcons coming from this person, it's always, well, we can go back months before all this stuff started going down. Every article that Jeff Schultz puts out, it's always to point the finger at whether it's Arthur Smith. Arthur Smith went at him. All right. He went at Arthur Smith, started Arthur Blank, excuse me. He went at Arthur Blank, said Arthur Blank was one of the worst owners in. And it was after they had fired. It was before. It was during the time when he was about to fire Dan Quinn and Thomas Dimitrov, and he went out of the way to say, Arthur Blank was the one that was enabling the franchise and blah 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 and blah blah blah. So he blamed everything on Arthur Blank. Arthur Blank went into detail to explain why things happened the way it happened. And now we know that during that time that Rich McKay was away handling business with the Atlanta Falcons stadium now and Mercedes-Benz Stadium. So we know that there was outside interferences where the guy who was in charge of football operations, he wasn't able to do his job. So we had guys who weren't really qualified to run NFL franchises running the NFL franchise. So this is the reason why we got into Cap Hill, because Thomas Dimitrov took it amongst himself to be the guy that was going to build the Atlanta Falcons team. And we know where that went from there. Started drafting guys, started signing guys like James Carpenter, who weren't um, capable of being starters. So we put these guys on our team, and we had guys in charge that weren't capable of being in charge, and these guys were running the organization. So he blamed it all on Arthur and said Arthur Blank is way too involved. Then he turned his attention away from Arthur Blank. He turned it to Rich McKay and say, Rich McKay, he's the reason why he's brainwashing Arthur Blank. And then he went from the Arthur Blank to say that, Arthur, Terry Fontenot, those guys don't have, they don't have the freedom to really build a team the proper way. And this is not an Arthur Smith vision. This is all, Arthur Blank. He wants this guy, and he's way too involved. And now here we are, after we've gotten rid of pretty much everybody on the team and we're starting over. Now the issue is the Falcons are the absolute worst team in the NFL. Now let's just hear from you guys. Do you think personally the Falcons are the worst team in the league? I want to know what you guys think about that. All right. I want to know what you guys think about that. Do you personally believe that the Falcons are the worst team in the NFC? Now, this comes on the heels of the Atlanta Falcons beating two teams, pretty much destroying the shit out of two teams. Okay, that they said they had a better roster than the Atlanta Falcons, shutting out, the Jets, who they said they had a worse team, they had a better roster. And we're up on these guys 16-0. So if the Falcons have the worst roster, how in the bloody hell are they able to get up 16-0 zip on a team, on a team, on a roster that has a better defense, a better offense, a better coaching staff, a better special teams? How are the Falcons able to get up 16-0 on those guys? And we're the worst team in the league. We're the worst defense. We're the worst offense. We're the worst coaching staff. We just the worst everything. How the hell are we supposed to beat these guys? Furthermore, how the hell are we supposed to? How are we worse than the Jaguars, who we ultimately again dominated again? I just want somebody to make it make sense for me. I'm not here to stir trouble. No, I am. I'm here to stir up trouble because I want these fuck faces away from the Atlanta Falcons, or if they're not away from the Atlanta Falcons, represent the art of reporting, represent the art of journalism the correct way. Do your fucking job. Your fucking job, excuse my language, is to be unbiased. Tell the truth. Don't hide stats. Don't hide the facts. Don't hide what people actually say in articles. Don't use questions in such a way that you're going to get a biased answer. Represent the art of reporting the proper way. So fans who may not do go as in depth that like myself and others, know the truth about things. This is what's wrong with the Atlanta Falcons fan base. Is that we have guys like Jeff Schultz who are going out of their way to paint a narrative that the Atlanta Falcons are an incompetent organization. How the fuck can that be when this is literally the top five, top 10 richest franchises in the NFL? Somebody tell me how the fuck that works. How in the last 14 years, Matt Ryan is one of the top 10 winningest players and quarterbacks in the history of the game if the Falcons were a piece of shit organization. I tell you all the time, people, you cannot hide, you cannot argue the facts, the stats, and the film. You can deny it, but the fact remains the Atlanta Falcons under Matt Ryan, Mike Smith, Dan Quinn, this is one of the most winningest periods in a quarterback's time, an organizational time. Just look at Matt Ryan's win in itself. The dude has over 100 plus wins in 14 years. Now, I'm not great at math, but he has over 120 wins in 14 years. What is that, about an average of 9 to 10 wins a game, somewhere in there? Like I said, I'm not great at math, but if he were the worst organization, if the Falcons were the worst organization, how the hell did Matt Ryan get so many wins? How the hell is Julio Jones one of the quickest wide receivers to ever get to what? 7,000? No, I think it's about 9,000. Almost 10,000 yards receiving. The fastest, quickest receiver to ever get to that point. So explain to me, Mr. Schultz, ESPN, Fox, with all of these numbers, how the hell can the Falcons be one of the worst organizations in the league? I just want to, I just want to make it make sense. And I want to say something else to all these coward ass executives running a poppycocks. Stand in front of a fucking camera and speak that. Don't hide behind articles and don't hide behind an anonymous source. You fucking cowards. If you want to say that the Atlanta Falcons, I don't have confidence in the Atlanta Falcons because they are in a rebuild mode, whether it's retool, rebuild, whatever you want to say, they are in that stage. So if you want to say right now, I have no confidence in Arnold Ebiketie. I have no confidence in Grady Jarrett. I have no confidence in Deion Jones. I have no confidence in AJ Terrell. So be it. But you're going to tell me that a fucking piece of shit organization like the Jaguars, the Jets, the damn Carolina Stankers, who can't decide who the hell they want at quarterback, that they are the worst, that the Atlanta Falcons are the absolute worst team in the NFC. Man, come on, bro. This is a much better roster than it was last year, and you won 7 games with a piece of crap organization, with a piece of crap roster. Excuse me, players, because I know how hard you guys work to perfect your craft. There's no disrespect to you guys. But when you look at this roster last year, last season, and then you look at the coaching staff, it is a freaking miracle that the Falcons even won 2 games last year. No Julio. An injured Russell Gage is your number one receiver. And this dude is like the fourth or fifth option in Tampa Bay right now. And he was our number one. Somehow Matt Ryan was, what, 40 something yards, 39 yards away from another 4,000 yards passing year with that at the helm. Mr. Tippy Toe around the hole, Mr. Mike Davis, and a wide receiver as our starting and most explosive player outside of Kyle Pitts last year. If you don't get the fuck out of my face with this goofy shit, Sit your goofy asses down. This is the problem that I have. People want to report, but they're reporting in such a biased way. All I'm asking for these reporters is to keep the same energy. If you're going to praise Tom Brady, let's bring up the fact that Tom Brady has, in 20 something years of being an NFL quarterback, that out of 20 years, 16 of those years, this dude has had a top 10 defense. This is not a stat that I made up. This is not something that I'm hiding. I can hide from you, and I can just, put a bunch of numbers together and say, see, Mike, you just put that shit together. That don't mean anything. Because what I don't, I'm not PFF. I don't make up imaginary numbers and say, all right, this guy is great. I don't do PFF. I don't have these imaginary numbers that I put together that nobody know what the hell going on. You don't know how the hell PFF grades it, and they don't even know what the hell how they grade it. But we take these guys for gospel. What I do know for a fact that Mr. Brady has always had a top-ranked defense. He's had every weapon that you can imagine. Some of the greatest tight ends, running backs, defensive players, coaches. This dude has never not had anything. He gets everything that he wants and needs to succeed. Like I said, I just want, and Jude just brought up another. When was the last time the Lions were in the NFC? You trying to tell me that the Lions are a better team than the Atlanta Falcons? Even though we beat them? You know what I'm saying? Just saying. You trying to tell me executives don't hide behind their anonymous source? Because you some fucking cowards too. Excuse my language. We got so many people hiding behind anonymous sources and talking crap about players behind and back. This is one of the main reasons why John Gruden is out of the NFL, because he's been one of the most hateful, disgusting people for quite some time. And guess what? The national media has been hiding it. Why? Because I like Chucky. I like the way he frowns. I like the way he looks mean. He's a very entertaining guy. So, like I said before, I have no problem with people having their opinions. But when you are a journalist, let's keep that same energy. Let's report what's actually going on. Let's report what this guy said about you, you know, what he said about such and such. Let's report what they're actually saying and stop coming up with these narratives that you guys, no one can say, all right, who are these 5 executives? But you putting this stuff out as if they're actually saying it. But we don't even know if these people are even real. We don't know the context of that situation, the conversation. You could have easily coerced them into saying certain things, what a lot of people do, especially writers and these show hosts. They'll word something to get a quote out you, and then cut the whole context out of the piece that you at the comment you actually said, and make that a headline. We just saw it. Arthur Smith, Dean Pease, Terry Fontenot has always stated that no one is safe. that everybody is going to have to work for their position. That's including Matt, Deion Jones, and everybody else. They said the same thing about Grady Jarrett. He's going to have to work for it. And these guys actually wrote pieces talking about Grady Jarrett is on his way out. Let's keep that real. Remember that happened when they were trying to ship Grady Jarrett out? These guys were still writing articles about how Arthur Smith and Terry Fontenot were shipping Grady Jarrett out. Come to find out, these guys they were working on a whole contract. You know, the same article that he wrote, Jeff Schultz wrote, said the Falcons were shopping Deion Jones. Deion Jones gets in a press conference and said he never heard about anything. His agent never told him anything about the Atlanta Falcons was shopping him. The last thing they want is somebody like AFN, someone like Mad Mike Sports, someone like Fila Sports Podcast, and the Unholy Alliance. They do not want us being positive because they can't sell their shitty ass articles or their shitty ass personality without being negative. They got to talk bad about people. They have to tell you how bad Matt Ryan is. They got to tell you how bad Julio Jones is. They got to tell you how bad that Grady Jarrett is. Deion Jones. Arthur Smith is not a good coach. He's not going to get it done. They got to tell you that, Dean Pease is an overrated coach. Why? Because negativity sells. Now, I know a lot of people are saying, oh, Mike, but you were just talking about Frank Darby. Frank Darby. There's a difference between constructive criticism and being negative. Being negative means you're baseless. Nothing to point at. But somehow, anything and everything that person does or doesn't do is saying, see, Deion Jones, he's on the injury reserve list. See, I told you they didn't want him. Meanwhile, we got 4 other guys who just had off-season surgery, but nobody's even focused on the fact that those guys are on that same list. But you write an article headline that said, see, Deion Jones is on the bad side with the Atlanta Falcons. Not knowing that we got Marlon Davidson, Isaiah Oliver, Jalen Mayfield, all those guys on the exact same list, but somehow you keep pointing out the fact that Deion Jones is on that list. And those guys had off-season surgery too. But when we talk about Frank Darby, constructive criticism is that in 2 years, this dude has 1 catch. There's a difference between being negative and constructive criticism. What we do here and what most people do for the most part, and I just not, AFN, we got a lot of content creators who come out here and tell the absolute truth about things. And I watch them. I watch a lot of people. The fact is, the matter is, I don't give a fuck about how he smiles. I don't give a fuck about how he dances. I don't give a damn about none of that. I want to see Frank Darby in his backyard. I don't give a damn where he at. I want to see Frank Darby actually working on his craft. I don't want to see every time I search on YouTube is him smiling or having dancing and all. I don't care nothing about that. Dancing is not going to win us championships. As a matter of fact, if you got a motherfucker like Montez Burfict on the team, guess what? You dancing on their star and all that shit, you gonna get knocked the fuck out with all that dancing and smiling. How about dancing after you get a first down? How about smiling after you get a touchdown? Not when you enter the spotlight. Show me something besides one catch in a year, in 2 years. Excuse me, 2 years. Show me something besides one catch in 1 year. Again, there's a difference between constructive criticism and being negative. I would be negative if Frank Darby was a guy that had 40 catches last year and 3 touchdowns. I'm just looking for a reason to hate this man. He can smile all he wants to as long as he had more than damn 20 catches in a year. This dude don't even have 20 catches. He don't have 10 catches to his career. Again, there's a difference between constructive criticism and being negative. So excuse me being just a little bit agitated today. And officially Ram 2022 champs. Yeah, congratulations to the Rams. But y'all better pray that Mr. Cooper doesn't get hurt. Y'all better pray that Mr. Cooper didn't get hurt because y'all are not going to win a damn thing if he gets hurt. That man got about 400 catches in the last 2 years. Falcons fans know more than anybody, better than anybody. When you start giving that many catches to wide receivers, you better hope you got one in the waiting. And you better hope that motherfucker that's in waiting ain't Calvin Ridley. Like, you better hope that he's focused on football. Because you're going to be screwed. So, Mr. Ram fan, appreciate you for joining and actually hit that subscribe button. You got some questions? I'll definitely give opinions on the Rams or any NFL team for that matter. But you better pray that Cooper Kupp does not get hurt because y'all gonna be in for a rude awakening. Because not only you paying him dang near $20 million, you paying Aaron Donald, God level. He getting God level paid. That man out here shitting diamonds. How much money y'all paying him? So y'all better praise the Lord. Praise the Lord. Because if he end up getting hurt, Lord, that money gonna go straight down the drain. But congratulations to the Rams, a terrific team, good defense. Yeah, no. Like I said, my thing is I wanted we gotta start holding these content creators to a higher standard. Stop making up bullshit because you don't like a person. Let's call it for what it is. Let's talk about his negatives. Let's talk about the positive. Let's see how we can get better. When we go out our way in every article we talk about, every article this man puts out is about how shitty the Falcons organization is. And somehow, Falcons fans, what we can do, we can go to these articles, we can go to their social media accounts and express our displeasure. Now, I'm not asking people to go in there and harass the living shit out of them. I'm asking you guys to go and question him. The same question that you asked myself and AFN and every other content creator, the Falcoholic, on their live shows, the Falcons on Chat Sports. The same question that you ask him, ask us, go there to him. Make him defend what he's stating. We want to cancel everything else, but let's start canceling these bullshit ass articles that they write. That's all I'm saying. Just equal opportunity. Our fan base is just as important as the every other fan base. We deserve to be praised. We deserve to be, to be put on the pedestal every once in a while. We deserve to make ESPN for longer than 30 seconds. I want to be on the main topic of undisputed, like LeBron and the Dallas Cowboys are every show. We deserve that. I think our fan deserves some media attention, but we're not going to get that if we got these reporters constantly having the freedom to go out and speak bullshit without our fan base at least questioning what they're doing. That's it. Just question them. That's all I'm asking. Just ask them questions. Why? How are you getting these things? Who said this? What? Why? Which one of these executives is this coming from? When did Matt Ryan say this? When did this guy say this? Why did you say this? That's all I'm asking. Just question these guys. Because we got so many people that's sitting coming up here and saying, I got this from a source. Arthur Smith just went at the media for the same thing. Some reporter reported that, the Chuma Ugaba, the right tackle, the tackle that we signed, that he was gonna come in and compete for the job. Was it complete bullshit? Because that's not what he said. They brought him in for an evaluation, which Arthur Smith said. So again, we got a lot of these content creators and people on Twitter and all these intelligent and brilliant minds as reporters and journalists. Let's start questioning them. That's all. I want the same respect that Tom Brady gets. I want the same respect that every other coach gets. That's all. Hell no, I ain't good. The hell you mean? I'm tired of the bull crap. Every show I wake up to undisputed. Well, they talking about LeBron again. They talking about the Dallas Cowboys again. They talking about the Warriors again. Come on, man. Don't you guys think we deserve that type of respect? Don't you think that we deserve to hear, Jeff Schultz talking positively about how the offense is coming along, how the defense is coming along, writing the article and how, Honor Ebiketie is absolutely looking like a stud in preseason? Don't you think we deserve to see those articles, read those articles, instead of talking about what we can do and we need to get this guy in college? Don't you think we deserve that? I'm just saying. Like I said before, I just want that same energy. Chris Brady said the Jets have been rebuilding for almost 10 years. The Texans gave D Hop away for a bag of damn Doritos and a case of little juices. And we're the worst. We're the worst, and the Texans organization just literally gave away their franchise quarterback, but we're the absolute worst. Man, boy, if y'all don't, man, look, this is the stuff that I'm talking about. You can't look at that roster with the Texans and then say with a straight face that this team is worse than the Falcons, that the Falcons are worse than that team. I challenge you to sit down and have a conversation with me, Jeff Schultz, on why the Falcons are so damn terrible. So if anyone would like to do that themselves, because I doubt they would come on the show and sit down and answer questions that we have why the Atlanta Falcons are so fucking terrible. Like I said, you guys can do it yourselves. Just go to these guys' profiles and say to them, why are they so bad? Why is it that you always have something bad to say about this team? Why can't we talk about positives? Why do we always have to tell people about what we're going to do in the draft? We're going to be top five. We're going to be top 10. We only going to win 2 games. Why is that always the subject at hand? That we always have to talk about how bad we are. Dan DiBiase, that's why I don't watch those shows. They talk about the same teams every day, no matter how bad they are. And like I said, that's my thing. I like Undisputed. I like Shannon Sharp, but I know every show is gonna be about LeBron, the Lakers, um, the Warriors, and how Embiid is, this and that, and like I said, it's the same stuff over and over and over again. The Bulldogs won the championship. We got like 5 minutes on ESPN. The Atlanta Braves won the World Series, and we got like 5 moments on ESPN. Just saying. So it ain't even about championships. It's just a natural disdain that people have for this state. And the worst part about it is the people in the state that aids it. That's the problem. We got all of these writers sitting in elite positions. They don't want to speak their mind because they're afraid of losing their job. So they do whatever master says. He won't publish my article if I don't talk bad about Dion. Well, he won't publish my article if I don't talk bad about Arthur Smith. Well, he won't talk bad. He won't publish my article if I don't talk positively about Tom Brady. You got to cocksuck Tom Brady in order to get any type of recognition. We got so many players that are scared shitless to say anything negative about Tom Brady. You're immediately outcast if you start talking bad about Tom Brady. You're immediately outcast when you start bringing up the fact that he's been in another scandal. Everybody's so scared crap. Like they're scared. Everybody's scared shitless to talk to tell the truth. But everybody say, "Oh, I'm so real. I'm so real. I just tell like it is." Well, tell me about Tom Brady getting in yet another scandal, cheating again, got called again, cheating. Whole organization got docked again. But nobody want to talk about it. We just gonna sweep that under the rug, and we gonna talk about how bad Arthur Smith is, how bad Julio Jones is, how bad Matt Ryan is, how bad the Atlanta Falcons and the Atlanta Braves, and we're not gonna get Atlanta Braves any credit for winning a championship. We're not gonna get a Georgia Bulldogs, Atlanta United for being champions. In the last 5 years, we won 3 fucking championships, but nobody gives us any credit. And then you wondering why Mad Mike Sports, Atlanta Falcons Nation, Feline Sports Podcast, so on and so forth. Why we exist. We tired of the crap. So if you guys enjoy what we do here, please hit that subscribe button. I will be greatly appreciated. Support anybody who tells the truth. That's all we ask. if you feel like we tell the truth and we just, like I said, you may not agree with every point that I have, but if you feel as though that we tell the truth, or he tells the truth, or she tells the truth, please support them. We got to start telling people, we got to start supporting people and bringing light to people who actually speak the freaking truth. I don't give a damn about making the motherfucker smile. Oh, he's funny. Oh, she's funny. Oh, she's fine as hell. She got a big fat ass. Look at his muscles. I don't care nothing about none of that bullshit. Are you speaking the truth? Let's put people on a pedestal who actually tell the facts, the stats, and the freaking truth. I don't give a damn about a bitch can twerk. I don't give a damn about none of that. Show me where the real people at. Show me where the real fans at. Show me where the real writers are. Show me where the real supporters of the team. I don't give a damn about all that entertainment. We got to start supporting the real and getting these fake motherfuckers off the stage. Get them out. Kick them off. Start questioning them. Let's get at it. We need more truth, less bullshit. So please hit that subscribe button here at Mad Mike Sports. I greatly appreciate it. So if I came off as angry today, that's exactly what I meant. Because I'm really irritated about how the lack of respect that the state of Georgia and oftentimes the South, we don't get any respect. We're not perceived as being intelligent people in the South, whether it's from Texas all the way up to South Carolina, North Carolina. We are perceived as being hillbilly hicks who don't know what the hell they talking about. Y'all can't read. Y'all can't do this. You're not intelligent. You're not businessmen. Ted Turner was perceived as a country hick who didn't know what the hell he talking about, and this dude bought up everything in the universe. Nobody liked Ted Turner. But guess what? He won championships. He built a whole stadium, TBS. Just saying. So it's time for, like I said, it's time for the South. We got something to say. Like the great Andre said, the South got something to say. So let's start promoting the people that's out here telling the truth and giving the facts. No matter how you may dislike their personality or whatever it is. If they're speaking the truth, let's support them. Let's hit that like button. Let's hit that subscribe button. Let's support everybody who's telling the truth. And call out these fakes and snakes who all they hear is to do is cause division and strife. That's all we need. It's getting to a point where I can't even find the Atlanta Braves channel. Because guess what? They want to promote the bullshit. They want to force feed us the Yankees. They want to force feed us the Lakers. They want to force feed LeBron. They want to force feed, what's the dude? That big ass juggernaut looking motherfucker who played for the Yankees who just hit like 50 home runs. Just saying, my G. Let's support the real. And that's all I got to say about that. Matthew Boyd. A-Love, Mad Mike, you got a good show and all, but I want to challenge you or debate you and the facts stats department. This is my second call out. Bro, you got to get in the pecking order, boy. I'm too big for you. Bro, you got to go through the right channels. In order to hot box with God, you got to go through the right channels. So I'm willing to debate you if it benefits the fans and the people. So you gain the respect of the people, I will debate you. I find it funny that people want to debate me when I start, when I'm calm and humble and, oh, gee whiz, guys, I appreciate you guys for, supporting for Mad Mike Sports and the Atlanta Falcons Nation. Oh, guys, geez, I really appreciate it. When I'm humble and cool and calm to myself, yeah, nobody wants to say anything. But soon as I'm in your face and speaking loud and calling you out for bullshit statements, oh, Mike, man, hey, I want to challenge you to a debate, Mike, man. Oh, man, I want to challenge you, Mike. Like I said, you gain the respect of the people, I'll holler at you. But until then, get in order, son. So many people that want to get in debate with me. But you gain the respect of the people first. And what I mean by that, get at least 100 followers on Facebook groups. Get at least 1,000 subscribers on the channel before you start challenging me. Get monetized first before you start challenging me. When you get monetized, I'll holler at you. Because I'm into making money, not get into the debates with people for absolutely no reason. So if we gonna debate, we're gonna make some money off of this. Well, we both benefit. Well, the fans benefit. Because we in the uplifting people up here and not challenging people on basis points, on opinions. So get 1,000 subscribers, build your channel, all right, and then we can holler. But it doesn't mean nothing to debate with you when the fans don't benefit. It's all about the fans. This is the season of the Atlanta Falcons. Game 1, I need to be giving everybody in the Atlanta Falcons who follow the Atlanta Falcons Nation, Mad Mike Sports, my 100% devotion, and I have no time to be talking to people that just want to argue. So again, get 1,000 subscribers on your channel, and then you can holler. Noah, I love you. We challenge each other all the time, but you on the crew. But like I said, if you want to challenge me, let's make it, like I said, get 1,000 subscribers, you get monetized, and then we can holler. That's it. I don't think that's unreasonable. We got time. We got time to focus on on Falcons fans. We need to be focused on our team, not trying to, one up one another. I'm helping people read Jeff Schultz's articles. I'm bringing attention to his article so people can go there, read it, and critique it for themselves. I'm bringing attention to Aaron Freeman's shows at Locked On Falcons. I'm bringing attention to all these people's articles. So whether or not they like what I'm saying, I'm still helping these guys out. So create a fan base, and then we can holler. Until then, wait to Friday Night Madness in the off season. You will have your chance of Friday Night Madness. I got something. We got to focus on our Atlanta Falcons. So with that being said, if you guys do not have any more questions, intelligent idiot, I would say that Terrence Mathis, our writers don't talk about when Georgia's team does well. Well, that's not true. Terrence Mathis does. I'm not sure if you got it. You talking about Terrence Moore or Terrence Mathis? I know for a fact that Terrence Mathis talks about, because I fill in what they shows over there from time to time at Atlanta Sports Unlimited. And Terrence Moore may not be a guy that you agree with, but he's helped me, Atlanta Falcons Nation, gain a sort of respect, you know what I'm saying? Because they trust us to come on their shows and host shows for them. I've host shows for him and his channel. And those guys put in the word for us. So you might not like what Terrence Moore had to say. He say some crazy mess that I don't agree with, but he's helped put on a lot of people. And I can only respect that. That's his opinion, but he's helped Mad Mike out. He's helped Miss Maggie out. He trusts us to come on his shows his channel to co-host. So I got all the respect in the world for Terrence Moore and Terrence Mathis. But yeah, like I said, man, I may not agree with Terrence Moore. He got some crazy ass take. Like I said, I just think he does it for shock value. I don't think he even be, serious about what he's saying. He's a shock jock. So, like I said, it is what it is with him. You hate it or love it, and like I said, he's helped me, and that's all. But yeah, I think you mean Terrence Moore. Dude talk crazy. I ain't gonna lie, that dude talk crazy. I honestly hope that we come in, take a fat shit on the Ain't Scared to see how much it would be talked about. Like they'll ignore it. They'll just say, all right, the Saints just had a bad day and the Falcons took advantage of the situation. They did it last year. Every time we beat the Saints, they always say the Saints got a bad year, not that they had a bad game and not that we whooped their ass. It's always they had a bad game that the Falcons just didn't just whoop they behind. So, like I said before, man, like I said, just start holding these content creators accountable for what they say, question them, and um, throw in the fan base because the fan base has nothing nice to say. I don't agree with that because here at Atlanta Falcons Nation, Matt Mike Sports, Feel Sports Podcast, a lot of people don't agree with, quite a few Atlanta Falcons. Over here, we have a much more of a positive environment. So the true fan who's going to talk about the positives and negatives and not just focus on what a guy's doing wrong, I mean, this is where it's at. If you want positive, unbiased takes, Mike Sports, Atlanta Falcons Nation, Feel Sports Podcast, this is where it's at. That's why we're the Unholy Alliance. We're here to destroy the negativity in every way possible. We rather pray for you than pray on you. So we can get down. Believe that. I don't intelligent. Yeah, like I said, my thing is, I'm not saying that the Falcons are going to be, 10-6 and all, 10-7 and whatnot. Like, I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying that this Falcons has positives, as well as negatives, but nobody wants, speak on the fact that this team, has two quarterbacks that played well in the preseason. Granted, it was the preseason, but we saw the positive and negative with Mariota. He's a reckless guy, but he's a good quarterback. Desmond Ridder, he's a good young prospect who needs a little bit more seasoning. So there's some positive. Tyler Algier, again, a great young prospect. Drake London, the first pass that he got, 24 yards on the deep pass. So we've seen what these guys could potentially do. The Falcons' running game has been immaculate in the preseason. We have the ability to run the ball from the quarterback position now. We haven't had that since Mike Vick, DJ Shockley days. So there are positives with this team. That's all we're saying. We just don't want to see 15 articles from the same person about the same negative narrative. That's all we're looking for. Like I said, this team is far away from being a Super Bowl contender. Let's just keep that 100% real. We're far away from being a Super Bowl contender. But we have pieces. We have positives. And that's all we're trying to bring light to. The positives. So, like I said before, yeah, I got you. I got you. And like I said, the defense is much better than what it was before. A young D'Angelo Malone. You have Arnold Ebiketie, Grady Jarrett, Marlon Davidson. Whenever he can stay on the field, he's a decent player. Tangelo, he's shown his ability to, uh, you know, disrupt the passer, stop the run. Like, the Falcons have pieces. That's all I'm asking. Just acknowledge the fact that they have pieces. I'm not saying, say that the team is going to be a Super Bowl contender. Because like I said before, we're not there yet. We're not there yet. It's going to take time. But don't ignore the fact that we got a pretty good quarterback duo that could quite possibly at least be average at best. And like I said before, I kind of end it. And like I said before, I appreciate you guys allow me to get some frustrations out as far as the team is concerned. Yeah, let's start focusing on all the big names and the most exciting, flashy players, whether it's in football, in the NFL, or in college. Let's just stop focusing on that and focus on football players who just get the job done. I would rather have a guy that gets 5 yards a pop than a guy that gets 10 yards a pop. I want multiple guys who can give me 5 yards and 5 yards and 5 yards, and have a guy that's every time you turn around, you need a big play. And we just relying on that one person to get that one play. Rather have 5 guys I can get that 5 yards in every play rather than going for that chunk play. So we need football players. We need football players, and I think that's where the Falcons are going. We're looking for football players. All that shiny stuff is going out of the window. That's what the Atlanta Falcons are going for now. This man said, I'm ignoring you. Well, you can call it whatever you want. Like I said, when you show me that you have a fan base, then we could talk. Otherwise, can keep dreaming, keep dreaming, keep dreaming. Because the Atlanta Falcons fans, Atlanta Falcon Nation, Mad Mike Sports, K-Style, we got stuff to do, man. We got stuff to worry about, and we got to worry about our Atlanta Falcons and not trying to have a pointless debate about who's smart and who's not. We're here to give you nothing but the facts, the stats, and the truth. And that's all I got to say about that. So build your platform up. Holler at your boy when you build your platform up. And that's all I got to say about that. Deuces.